You were looking at the picture of the reason why I quit rapping and started following Jesus. Are you shocked? Are you confused? Are you intrigued? Keep watching because I'm going to share about my first worst tattoo I've ever gotten and how it ended up leading me into giving up my dreams as a successful rapper and building a relationship with God. But first, welcome back to the July Creator Challenge. It's day 8. I'm Red Wallace, and this is how getting a tattoo led me to Jesus and out of a career as a rapper. We'll get to more of that in a moment, but you were in the right place if you're a man of God or maybe interested in faith and in leadership and you desire to build true freedom in your business and your life. I want you to stick around to the whole entire video. I know it may sound hard for some of you. Don't just do the whole, watch the first 3 minutes, then jump into the next video. Don't be a goldfish where your attention span is seconds and it's gone. You're on to the next thing. You were better than that. I believe that you are better than that. And it doesn't help me, help you and others master their mindset if we're messing up the algorithm by turning off too quickly. And I'm going to share with you the way to build your life in a way to bring true peace and fulfillment, so you don't want to miss that. And while you're watching, if anything I'm saying truly resonates with you, don't go doing this if anything that I'm doing isn't really resonating and helping with you. But if it is, give this video a like and share it with a friend that you know needs to hear this crazy tattoo story that I'm about to share with you in a minute. But with that said, I want to share with you this story first. There was a man who set out to build his family's dream house, and he loved the ocean. They all love the ocean. So he figured, what better place to build than the beach? So he did his best to build this beautiful home, elaborate, modern home on the white sands with a crystal clear oceanfront view of paradise. Or so it seemed. Disaster struck in the form of a hurricane and unfortunately completely wiped out their entire house. But thankfully, they were okay. Yet they were no longer in the house of their dreams. But then there was this other man who also set out to build his family a dream house, and he also loved the ocean, but he also knew something different. He knew that sands were no good for the foundation of a home. So instead, he went further into the mainland and built on a huge solid rock. And when that same hurricane came, their house withstood the wind and the waves and the severe weathers. Our lives are a lot like a house, and the foundation that we are building on matters. If we don't build on something solid, we will crumble at the first gust of wind. The very moment the smallest of crises arrive, we will cave under pressure. There are 3 perspectives, actually probably 4 perspectives, or a mesh of the 2 in which that we can build our lives. The first one is a foundation of feelings. You might know, this might be you. The people that build their life on feelings and emotions solely, they are in a space where they are up and down and up and down. They're like a roller coaster. They don't respond. They react emotionally to others and their circumstances, and are inconsistent and incongruent because they become completely overwhelmed by their feelings at times. Other people will even find it difficult for them to trust these people because they're inconsistent. Make it hard for others to even believe where they truly stand. Now, you're probably getting into this video and you're still wondering, when am I going to hear more about this tattoo? Don't worry, I'm still going to share that. But the second is the foundation of faith. Some will choose to adopt a perspective of faith, which faith is very important, but blind faith is ignorance. And if we're not careful, blind faith can have us dipping into thinking that we can just sit, woosah, meditate, manifest our way into being rich and successful. But newsflash, a vision board and thinking alone without action is a fantasy. We can either step out and take a risk in faith or choose to play it safe. Those who latch too much into blind faith will generally go between extreme highs and really low lows. They'll either step out and take uncalculated risk in faith, but end up disappointed when things don't turn out the way that they had hoped. Again, this faith is great, but it's a bit misguided, because when it's blind faith that isn't rooted in the next thing, then it's unstable. It's shaky foundation to build on, which unfortunately many people build their life on this. And then the third way is a foundation of facts. Facts and truth are a strong foundation, all blocks upon which we can build our lives. As we become more grounded in who we are, we step into this rhythm where things really become where they should be. But also, we'll still have emotional ups and downs, but we're no longer emotionally led. We're no longer blind faith. Our security is grounded in who we are, which means that we become mature, consistent, decisive, and strong. Yet if we only build on facts alone, we may be limited and stuck with what we can only see in reality, but not believe that there is more than just the seen. See, I believe in the fourth perspective. It's a both and. It's a combination. I believe for us to be built on a rock, we must be built on faith and facts. It's the combination of the two. It's a historical fact that Jesus Christ walked this earth and he performed miracles that are hard to explain, and he was crucified, dead, and resurrected. That is now what we walk in. We walk in the same power by his Holy Spirit, and knowing this and living and building on that will sustain us in the storms and in the chaos. Most men wait for the ability to see 10 or 20 steps ahead, but it requires zero faith and trust in God if we are waiting to see the end from the beginning. I don't know about you, but when I try to play God, I do a really bad job. May we not get it twisted and try to be the God of our lives, but may we live in that tension, in that space between faith and facts, relying on God, knowing that we are empowered through God to do what he has truly called us to be. Most want to be swayed by feelings or faith or facts alone. We should be rooted in truth and facts and faith together, using feelings as a tool. Because feelings and emotions are really information. They help us see what's really going on. They may bring up parts of us that we know that we need to shift and fix. See, you can master your feelings or you can be mastered by them. Step first, then you'll see the path emerge in front of you. What separates entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs is the ability to take action. Faith requires action, calculated risk. Take radical action today and take the limits off. I'm sick and tired of getting into these weird spaces of where we're so afraid of going after what we know that we've been called and created to be, but not in a way that's manufactured or selfish or forceful, but truly in a way that is aligned with God's plan and God's will for our lives. And that's it. Wait, that's not it. I'm sure you're wondering about the tattoo that I opened this video with. Well, I want to share with you about it now. See, in 2012, my then girlfriend of 2 years broke my young 19-year-old heart so much that in a desperate attempt to make her jealous and to win her back, I convinced my parents, which I was still living at home at the time, to let one of my friends that was a girl move in with us into the guest bedroom that we had. I know this is so embarrassing to even share with you. I'm definitely getting a bit vulnerable, but me at my 19-year-old self was definitely not fully capable of thinking things through. I was very much led with those feelings, very much led with those emotions to the point where I let this acquaintance of mine move in to our guest bedrooms and attempt to make my girlfriend that broke up with me at the time jealous, and sure enough it worked. And for whatever wild event, I found myself with the girl I was letting live with us, my recent ex-girlfriend, and myself walking into this sketchy tattoo shop. And my ex-girlfriend I was trying to win back, she wasn't going to get a tattoo. She was there for moral support, and it was really weird, crazy, some kind of like love triangle reality TV thing was playing out in real life for me. And I remember getting the tattoo that's on my arm. You're going to see a photo of it now. And I remember holding the ex-girlfriend that wanted to get back with me, winning in this weird, crazy battle, or so it seemed, as I was getting this tattoo on my arm. And I would love to say that this story was amazing and it was like happily ever after. No, it wasn't. I'm glad it wasn't, because looking back now, I definitely shouldn't have been in that situation that I was in. And the relationship, we did get back together, but it dramatically fizzled out. And in this low moment, another friend of mine actually invited me to a youth and young adults church service. And it was in that moment that I truly experienced Jesus and the power and the love that he had for me for the first time. See, I had grown up in church. I was a creaster. I went to church in Christmas and Easter. We were religious for the sake of checking off the box. But in this moment, in this service, I truly experienced that following Jesus was a relationship, not just a blind faith, that not just check a religious box because I want to be morally good for the sake of being morally good. I started to develop, and still developing today, over 10 years later, I've developed this relationship with Jesus. And I'd love to say that the rest is history. Here we are now, and I'm doing what I've been doing, impacting, serving, helping people now. But wait, what about quitting the rap part? I feel like we're running out of time for today's video, so we're probably going to have to move that to tomorrow or a future video. So with that, you should definitely join this community we have by subscribing, because tomorrow's video, maybe I'll share more about the rap part. Should I share about the rap and quitting rap and how that helped me truly discover my identity, and now is helping me help other men do the same, discovering who God has created them to be? Is that something you would like for me to share? If so, comment below and share this video. And with that said, I'm excited and I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's video.